The rain hadn't stopped for days, giving the town a washed-out, dreary look that matched the mood since the disappearances started. People talked, whispered really, about what might be happening, but no one knew anything for sure. I, Alex, have always been drawn to the unexplainable, the dark corners of human experience. That's probably why I couldn't let this go. The missing persons posters became my obsession, each new face a puzzle to solve. But there was one place in town no one talked about. The old mansion at the edge of the woods. Tonight, I decided it was time to face the mansion myself. My friend Jamie tried to talk me out of it, said it was too dangerous. But I had to know. I had to find out if the rumors were true, if this was where the missing were taken. So, I left Jamie behind, promising to be careful. The mansion loomed out of the darkness like a monster from a fairy tale. Its windows dark, its silhouette jagged against the lightning-filled sky. My heart was racing as I pushed the gate open, its creak echoing ominously. Inside, the air was heavy, filled with the scent of decay and something else. Fear. Room after room was filled with dolls. Not just any dolls, but ones so lifelike they made my skin crawl. They were everywhere, seated at tables, standing by windows, lying in beds. Each room told a story, a frozen moment of life that was too real to be crafted. That's when I realized the dolls were the missing people, transformed by some dark magic or twisted science I couldn't begin to understand. I found the workshop by accident, the door slightly ajar, a sliver of light beckoning. Inside, the air was thick with the smell of paint and something coppery. Blood. The room was chaos, a whirlwind of creation and madness. And there, in the center of it all, was the Dollmaker. He was not at all what I expected. Small, with glasses perched on the end of his nose, he looked more like a kindly grandfather than a monster. But when he spoke, the room seemed to grow colder.
I've been expecting you, Alex. You're the final piece, the masterpiece I've been waiting for.
I turned to run, but the door slammed shut, seemingly of its own accord. My heart pounded as I searched desperately for another way out, but it was useless. The Dollmaker approached, a syringe in his hand, his expression one of sorrowful necessity.
You don't understand. They wanted to be beautiful forever, and I made them so. You will be my crowning achievement.
I felt the prick of the needle and my world started to blur at the edges. I fought to stay conscious, to find some way to resist. But it was like moving through molasses. As my vision faded, the last thing I saw was the Dollmaker's face, twisted in a grotesque smile of triumph. I don't know how much time passed before I awoke, but when I did, I couldn't move, couldn't speak. I was on a shelf, surrounded by the other dolls, their glassy eyes reflecting my own terror. I could see, hear, feel everything, but I couldn't cry out. Couldn't warn the next poor soul who'd wander into the mansion, looking for answers. From my place on the shelf, I saw Jamie enter the workshop, calling my name in a voice choked with fear. The Dollmaker appeared, welcoming Jamie just as he had welcomed me.
I'm sorry, Alex. I had to make a choice to save the town. You were the sacrifice.
As the Dollmaker turned towards Jamie, syringe in hand, I realized the truth. This was the end, and I was powerless to stop it. My story was over, but the Dollmaker's collection would live on, each doll a silent witness to the horrors within these walls. And so, here I remain, a sentinel doomed to watch the cycle continue, trapped in a body not my own, screaming silently into the darkness.